Yeah, good morning. So last session we learnt about how to create forms and validation. We learnt about how do we design form and validation. Now, one more important, we learnt template driven forms. We will see how do we work with reactive forms. Reactive form is nothing but, so you can configure form at a controller level. So it makes UI clean and lightweight. So, and another advantage is it allows to change the form dynamically. We can change the form dynamically by using these reactive forms. So reactive form allows you to manage everything dynamically. So what is advantage? It is easy to extend. It is easy to extend the form. We can easily extend the forms. That's the advantage. Actually, for that you have to import reactive form module. You have to import reactive forms module. And very important, it will provide actually reactive form module provides a form builder. Form builder is a service. It provides a service. By using this service, you can build a form dynamically. You can configure, you can build the form dynamically by using this. Actually, form builder provides, it provides three methods important. One is group. Group is a method. Actually, it is used to configure form. We have to configure form. Another one is control. Control, it is used to configure element. Element means input or select or text. All these things we can configure. Form elements are configured by using this group, and we have another array. Array is nothing but actually it is a set of controls. We can keep a set of controls inside that array. So what is advantage of this is you can design a form completely in the configure the form completely in the controller level. Previously, when you saw the reactive form we designed, last session we designed reactive form. When you saw the reactive form, this is the reactive form, template form. In this template form, you saw UI is very complicated. Lot of design and logic, everything inside. It's very heavy on applications. We can make it simple now. How? Let's see. First, I will start this. Project is equal to shopping. Okay. Let's first import a module here. We have to import a module called, we have reactive form module. For that, first you have to import from Angular Forms. This is Angular Forms. Already Forms module is there. We have to use an reactive Forms module. We have to import that. When we used this Forms module into a binding, ng model comes from this. So we have to import this reactive forms module. and enable that here. In the module, we have to use reactive forms module. After defining the module, what you have to do is, in this, we need to create a form. Let's add one component also. I will add a component here. So ng generate component, and here reactive demo skip test. So we have ng generate component reactive demo. Okay, let's close this. Now is it ready? Yeah, it's compiled successfully. We will make it in the startup. Reactive demo component and index reactive demo. Okay, so localhost, it's working fine. Now, how to design form validation? Let's see. Actually, in the reactive demo, we will keep the HTML page. We will have a div and class container. Fluid, yeah. Here we kept a heading, register user, same like yesterday. Here we are adding a form, and inside we have a data list, data term, so username and text box, input type is text, and another is mobile, another data definition, input type is equal to text. Okay, these two are there, just we have a button, say register, like this. We need to handle these controls. We need to put validation for them. We need to collect the data from them. Then yesterday we done lot of things. We have to first create an ID for a form. We have to assign to ng form. Every control need ng model, name, and it requires reference ID. In case validations, you have to write validation also, like required, min length and all. But see now, what we can do is go to the TS file. In the TS file, you have to import a form builder service. So we have to import form builder from Angular Forms library. You have to import form builder. It's a service. If you remembered in the last session, we learned how to inject service. So in the constructor, we will create private some FB, that is form builder. It is of type what? Form builder. Now this is the form builder service. It is used to design a form dynamically. How? Let's see. I am creating here a property just like public. FRM register is equal to, by using this dot FB, we can use a group method. This is actually a collection of form. Group is nothing but it is used to create a form. Group will create a form. What a form contains? This is an object. What form contains? It contains controls. A form is a collection of controls. how to design controls. What controls you want inside the form? Object type it is. Object type means you have to mention username. That is one control. It is a control. Then controls are defined by using this dot fb dot control. Control have a name. Control have a value. What value you want for the control? By default, I don't want any value, empty. What value you want inside that control? Empty. Okay, next. Do you want any validations for this? Validations is an array actually. Validations is an array. Do you want any validations? So you have to define the validations. So actually, how to define validations? You have to import another class called validators. Validators. What you can do is here, you can write validators dot. So we have to use those validators. So how to use the validators? We have to use validators dot. We can access the validator name. Which validator? Required. We can access that required validator here. Now similarly, you want another validation. What is the validation? Validators dot min length. Min length is the validation. How many characters min length? Suppose min length is 4, like this. We are writing the validations also here only. We are building a control and we are defining all its restrictions here. Similarly, I need another comma. Another is mobile. Mobile is also a control. This dot fb dot control. Default value is empty and we have validators. Validators dot required, it is also required, and validators dot pattern. And what is the pattern? Pattern you have to write in a double slash. So slash plus 91 and slash d and 10 digits number. Like this we write the patterns. In JavaScript, patterns are written in double slash, slash, slash. So this is, I already told you in TypeScript data types, pattern type, date type, how to write them. We learned about that. So this is the form design ready. Like this, you can add all your controls, age, email, anything, city, everything you can add here. So we are having a form builder and a form is ready now. We have to attach this. We have to attach this to the UI. That means now we will go to UI. This form is have to bind with this FRM register, which is what? Form group. So here you have to use a property called form group. What is the name? FRM register. That's it. Now another one is this text box must bind with a control in that form. What is it? Form control. We have to use form control name. What is the form control name? Form control name is username. That is the form control name is username. Next. This also must use form control name. Control name. Form control name is, this is mobile. That's it. We are just configuring these things. We are configuring these options. Now the form is ready. It looks more clean, very simple and clean. Everything about the form you configured there. Now important is, I am just showing you here. I will put a details. And roughly, I want to get the username. Suppose username. How to get the username? We have to get the username. We have a form called FRM register dot value. It is an object. In that object, you have a user name. It will get that username. That is the username. Here, actually, I am entering some username. It's accessing it. It's very simple. No ng model, no ID references, nothing. Just only one simple attribute. That makes our forms more simple. This is reactive forms. This is reactive form. So this is very simple approach. Very clean it is. Yesterday you saw a lot of messed up in the UI. Right? That means ng model, name, hash, reference name is ng model. Again, validations required min length. Here, validations you see now. Now one problem is there. One point important is there. What is the point is, suppose I told you, if you remembered, in TypeScript, accessors I told you. Class have accessors. Class in JavaScript you have already accessors. Class members, what are the class members? 4. Every class will have 4 members. What are those? Property, method, accessor, and a constructor. I told you the purpose of accessor. Accessor is used for defining limits. Not only that, accessor allows you to access any element directly. For example, I want to access this username. Every time I have to access with FRM register. But how to access this directly? If I have to access that directly, I can create here an accessor. Accessor means getter and setters. What is the accessor? User name. What this accessor have to do? It should return. It should return. What it should return? It should return this dot FRM register dot, what is it? Username. It should return that username. Actually, FRM register that username, it should return it, but it is actually a member of it because it is a collection, right? That means actually it should access dot control. It should access controls. Which control? So we have to define the control name. What is the control name? Username. And what is the type of this control? That means you have to mention the control, what type it is. You have 2 controls, username and mobile. What is the type of this control? You have to define as what? It is as a form control. We have to access as form control. Like this you need to define. This is lengthy process, but it is a simple accessor. But currently we haven't designed for this accessibility. What we are doing, we are accessing with reference of what? Form. Now username, you see now, I am trying to here put validation. How to verify validations? Here, validation message is same. What is our validation message? Suppose I want to show required validation. How to show required validation? Suppose username required. How to define this required validation? We have to use ng if. Ng if. What is it? We have to define FRM register. FRM register dot what? Value. In that what? We have an username. In that username we have errors. Am I right? Yesterday we saw errors. Errors of what type? So error name is what? Required. That is how we need to define. But you see here it is showing, so errors does not exist on string type. That means it says that, so errors does not exist. It is does not exist on type string. Because it is actually thinking that this is a string. Username is a string, but actually username is not a string, it is a control. Am I right? Username is not a string, it is a control. Now what you have to do is, we have to define this username control. You need to define this username as a control, then only you can access errors. Currently it is not treated as control. It is treated as a string. Then your responsibility is to define it as a control now. Define as a control. That is why I said that we need accessors. What is the purpose of accessor is? The accessor is going to define how you want to access and configure this element. So through accessors, you have to mention this and you have to configure as a control. Then you can use these validations. Otherwise, this is not possible. But you can access its value. Already you saw that here. We are accessing its value. Suppose I am directly using like properties like instead of errors, I am directly using like it have invalid, valid. Here it is also showing same, because already we know that pristine, dirty, touched, valid, invalid are there. It is showing invalid is not available. Valid is not available, but actually they have. Why it is showing like that? Because it is generally treated as a string type. We have to make it written as a control. Then only you can manage those options. How to make it control? Here we have to write. That is why we need accessors. How to create an accessor? Already I told you two accessors. One is getter and setter. Actually, in earlier versions, we don't need to do that. From latest versions, they done some changes in accessibility of controls. Especially in Angular 14, they have done some changes. Reactive forms only specially changed. So that is the reason if you look at online tutorials and all, you will see a different approach that you cannot apply here. Because those online tutorials may be still teaching you or telling you about Angular 13 and lower versions. Angular 14 complete little changed. Especially in the concept of reactive forms, it changed. Earlier, we can directly access the properties and use them. But now you need to configure accessors and define them. So if you are feeling difficulty in using any specific version, because companies may be still using old version, you have to go to official documentations. In the official documentation, select which version you are looking for, and there you have to see the help. In that version, how they manage. In the new version, how they manage. That means you have to visit this official website. What is it? Angular.io. This is the official website. In this official website, so you will find here docs is there. Go to docs. This is the docs. In the docs, you currently have the latest version. You see stable. So, but your companies will be using older versions where a lot of changes may happen. If you are dealing with the latest version, you can directly use this tutorial. That means you will get a better help here. What changes they are making, everything you will get here. If you are using any old version, click the version number. You will get the versions. You select which version your company is using. And that version documents will open. There you can choose template forms, reactive forms, how changes are there. Because this is not like somebody will teach you difference between all versions. Nobody. For example, many times people unknowingly or knowingly, means they ask which is completely baseless. Like suppose you are learning Java. Which version of Java you are learning? 7, 8, current latest version 11. 11, I think. Java 11 is there. 17, okay. So you are still maybe working on which version? 11, yeah. So it is 11 or some other versions you may be learning. The problem is nothing but Java, .NET, all these. The problem is some versions are backward compatible. Old features they will support directly, some not. You have to get correct information about them. Then only you can handle it. Otherwise it will be difficult. So what you have to do is, you have to, means many times people ask like, will you teach Angular 5, 6, 7, 8, all? What you are talking about? You are learning 11 means you will learn 1 to 11 all versions of Java, na? Then how come you ask that in Angular? That is not good, a great point at all. That means you are asking your Java faculty that, will you teach me from Java 1 to 11? That is like not satisfying at all. But in Angular people ask, I don't know why they ask like that. Right, in Angular people come immediately and ask, sir, will you teach Angular 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Why? So the problem here is, companies are still using old versions. Nobody needs to teach you them. Just what you have to do is, if you learnt an advanced version, means you know all features, only some changes are there, those you can explore by yourself. You have to go to official documents and you can see the changes, because everything is not changed. Only 1, 2 features are changed. Those you can easily understand, identify. So in old versions, reactive forms are different. In the new version, reactive form is little different. Especially they made changes in reactive forms in the 14 version onwards. And currently we are using 14 version, so you have to know that. So in 14 version, see, in old versions, you can select any old version. You can choose any old version. You will get help about it. In the current version means what you have to do, you need to go to the where you see here in the tutorials. These are all ready-made tutorials. Get started understanding. Yeah. Directives and all we have learnt. Yeah. Here we will have forms concept. You see, we will have a reactive forms. In reactive forms, you see, in the reactive forms, already we learnt how do we use a form builder actually. In the reactive forms, means whatever example I am giving, similar type of example you will have there. Right. This is the form builder service we are defining actually. Validators also we are using. Now, how you bind the content to the element, that is important. So some changes they have made in that. Some changes. I will show you those changes here, but I am showing you the difference actually. That means generally, so already we have options. You see, these are template forms, reactive forms. Form builder is important for us because I am showing you the change. What change they have made, I am showing you here so that you can understand. Form builder is, where is form builder? Yeah. Yeah, let it be. Reactive forms, where it is. Validating template, this is template, yeah. Reactive forms is that, yeah. Reactive forms, yeah. This is actually what they have made, some changes. That means we need to create an accessor. So you see, this is the accessors. We have to configure the accessors and define them. These accessors are not required in early stage. That means you go to old version I will go to old version, some 12 or 13 versions. In that versions, so you see the forms and other options are available. In the forms, reactive forms will be there. And you see the changes will be little bit different. Majority here, they are using a different approach for accessing. Different approach for accessing. You can read the document, right? So actually they use another technique for accessing and configuring. I will tell you the technique easily. You can switch to these documents. The difference is nothing but what they do is in early versions means Angular 13 below, right? So Angular 13 below versions, they used to configure the forms like this. That means we have a form builder. In that form builder is actually using form FRM register. In the form register, we have to access value. In the value, what you have to define, control, and the control dot property, you have to access it. Properties means all validation properties, valid, invalid, and all. Angular 14 versions, so we use an accessor. We use an accessor. That means create an accessor, and through accessor, what you do is you return control. You return the control. This, so that I can access this control by using this technique. That is more simple now. Instead of using this complete hierarchy, already I told you this in TypeScript OOP concepts. Why to use accessors? What is the purpose of accessor? I give an example now about accessors, right? Two techniques I told you. One is we can change the behavior of a property using accessor as read only or read write, or you can define accessibility of any lengthy hierarchy in a simple way. That is what you have to implement here. So what you have to do, we have to create an accessor for which field, username field, what it should return. This should return. So this dot FB dot. So what is that? So this dot FRM register. In that you have to access a control. By using get method, you can access control name. What is control name? Control name is username. And this username is written as a string. It should return as a control. We have to use as form control. We have to configure as form control. Otherwise it will treat as a string type. Now this username is treated as a control. That is what the problem previously it was showing. Now it is used as a control. So form control you have to configure and it will work same. Now what you have to do is here you have to just use ng if we have to define username dot, we have options. What is it? Errors dot. So what is the error type? Error type is what? Required. We have to configure in this way. Previously, in older versions, we have to use complete hierarchy. Now we can simply configure a reference for that. This is for required. Similarly, now before this, already we know that what we have to do, we have to use an ng if. This is username dot what? Invalid. If username is invalid. If username is invalid, then it will fire up this. Another point, already we learned another option. What is it? Username dot what? Touched. Username invalid and it is touched. Then it will return required error. Another error is there. What is it? Span. So we have another error. ng if. What is the error? Username dot errors. What is the error type? So error type is what? Min length. And here we have to display name too short. That is the message we are displaying. Now, very important, you never return any validation for this. We haven't mentioned that it is required here. We haven't mentioned that min length is 4. Now, this is just having only the binding. So here I click and outside name required. I'm giving the colors here, class as text danger. Class is equal to text danger. Now you can see here, I'm clicking and outside it's name required. I'm entering some name too short, some name is fine. This is already we done, but this time it looks very simple. Very simple, because in the UI, you are having only one line for that. And it's a simple one attribute, form, control, name. That's it. You don't need to write validation also. Remember, validations also written here in the controller. What is advantage here is you can add validations, you can change validations dynamically from this location. So this is the advantage of reactive forms. For every control, you have to create an accessor. How do we do? We have to use get another one. What is it? Mobile. So it should return this dot FRM register, get what is that? Mobile, and return as what? Form control. That's it. Now you can put that here in the options. Error messages you have to write. Without writing the logic for error messages, you can't show error message. So we will put a class, this is text danger, and here we should display. So ng if it is mobile dot invalid and mobile dot touched, mobile invalid and touched. Now if mobile invalid is and touched, span. Here we are put we will put simple ng if, and this is mobile dot errors of what is the error? Required error. And this is mobile required. Another option, span, and ng if. So mobile dot errors of, it is this time pattern error. So we say mobile invalid. These are the options configured for mobile. Now you click inside and say mobile required. You entered some mobile number. So, and still it is invalid, mobile invalid, because it should start with +91. Now it is fine. These are all the validations we are configuring and defining. Some username, then it is fine. Now on register click, we want to submit all these details to your backend APIs. Your Java.NET will teach you how to create APIs that allows posting. You have to post into that location. So we have to write a simple logic, that is, we have to write the form will have a submit event. Form submit event is, so I will write as submit form. Okay. In this, we have to write that method here. Keep the method here. So public submit form. Into that, we have to collect all the form data. That means we will use E as what type? Any. And here we have to pass that. That is nothing but FRM register dot value. FRM register dot value, it will send all the details of the form. And what we will do is, we will collect that here and we will print that here. That is actually E, I am just roughly giving form data. And we need to print, we need to send this to any API. Temporarily, I am using an alert, JSON.stringify. We have to send the form data. In JavaScript, this is used to convert data into JSON. And you are entering the details here. So, and you are entering the mobile number. and register, then it should send those details here. Actually, what you have to do is, here you have to put server-side API methods. Your Java will teach you how to create APIs, web services actually. Web services for posting the data. You have to do that. From here, we just use that URL for posting. I will show you one point how they do. But APIs, database, everything your technology server side have to do. .NET people will use SQL Server as database and ASP.NET server side, web APIs. And Java people will use JSP, Spring microservices they can use, and backend database is Oracle, and web services they have to learn. That combination is important here. So technically, this is how we design a reactive form. Reactive form. What is the specialty? Already we learned. Easy to extend. So it is lightweight on UI, and it reduces the burden on UI. Right. So this is clean separation also. Example is this. First, what you have to do is, first step, you have to import reactive forms module into app.module.ts. This is first step you have to do. This is reactive forms module. Where is it? In app module, you have to import reactive forms module. Actually, reactive forms and forms both are present in Angular forms. And we have to register in where imports. In imports, those two modules must be there. One form module, another one is reactive module. These two must be there inside the imports. Next, we are adding a component, reactive demo.component.ts. In this, we are creating a form and its validations dynamically by using form builder service. We are using a form builder service. By using that, we are designing. Now, after configuring this, next step, so reactive demo.component.html. In that HTML, we are defining this logic. Your UI related elements are clean, but error messages you have to write. Without writing error messages, you cannot display. Only the point is, you don't need to write any validations, any data bindings for controls. You have to just use only one. How to bind control? By using form control name. How to bind the form? By using form group. Form group. These are the two basic things you need to know. One more speciality about reactive form is, it allows you to add controls, remove controls dynamically. That is the specialty of reactive form. It allows to add and remove controls dynamically. For example, see here. Suppose I am designing one more here. You have username mobile. And here I am giving another option, that is new controls. New controls is nothing but, it is, or say I will put here as photos. Photos is, this is FB. FB.array. Array is a collection of controls. In this array, we are having controls. We are configuring the controls. Array is an array type. It will have a control. The control is this dot FB.control. By default, one control is present. That means what is photo? Photos is a array type. Photos is an array type. And how many controls it is having? By default, one control it is having. It is an array. Array is having one control. You can add multiple controls, comma, another control, like that. As of now, we have only one control in this array. Okay, how to access this easily? To access this easily, we will create an accessor. Get what? photos. Photos is so written this dot frm register dot get. Get is what? Photos. Photos as it is a form array. It is array type now. It is not a control type. It is an array type. That means it's a collection of controls. Okay. Now photos is an array. That array contains controls. Collection of so many controls. Okay. What I am doing here, in this I am adding another data term. I will say upload your photo. Upload your photos. And here I am giving, here I want to give a file upload control. I want to give a file upload control. And generally you see in websites, they will upload one photo. After uploading a photo, they want to upload one more photo. That means they will give an option like more button. When you click more button, one more upload option will come. Am I right? That means by default, one control we will give. If they want, they can add more. How you can add controls dynamically? That is important here. So what we will do is we will write an iterator here. What is it? ng for let item of what is it? Photos. Photos is a collection. Photos is a collection, but it is an array which contains controls. Understood? Controls is a method. That means photos is a collection of controls. So we can access all the controls and we can put in this item. What we are doing, I will just give here. I will create input type is equal to file. I will give input type equal to file. And for ng for, we will put let I is equal to index. So that every control will have a name, form control name. Form control name. It will be I. That means first control will be 0, second control will be 1. That is the option we are configuring. You see here a file upload control can. A file upload control can. Now I will do one thing here. I will put here a button. And for this button, I will put a class as btn link. And here I will say more. That means what should happen when I click more, one more file upload should come. One more file upload must display when I click on more. That means on this button click, we need to add one more control. Very simple. Into this array, we need to push one more control. When we have to do that on button click. So button have click. We will have a method called add controls. So let's write the method here. So we have a method called add controls. What this add controls method have to do? It should access this dot photos. Photos is an array. Into that we have to use push. We need to push one more control. This dot fb dot control. We have to add one more control into it. That means now what will happen when user clicks more, one more control will come here. One more control will come here. This button is actually submitting because every button will work like a submit button. We will change it. So how we do that? By using type as button, not submit. You know HTML buttons. How many types? 3. Submit button, reset button, button. 3 types will be there. Now I click on more, one more is added. I click on more, one more is added. Dynamically we are adding controls. We can remove that. We can remove what we will do, just beside this we will put a button, and here I will give the button as class btn link, and we will say remove. That means we will use that remove. right? I will use btn, it will get a new line again. Okay, now when I click remove, it should be removed. You know how to write the logic. We done that already in shopping cart now. Shopping cart. So that means we have to write remove click, right? So here we have to write remove click. Remove click. That means this is click. That is remove click. On remove click, so we will write here a function. So public remove click. On remove click, what should happen? We have to remove that control. How to remove? We have to send the index number of that control. Am I right? That means it is expecting index, which is number type. We have to send the index number of that control here. We can send it. What is it? I. I contains index number. Now what we will do here, we have to remove that index number related item from array. Simple. This dot photos dot splice. Splice now. Splice. But this is not ordinary array. This is not ordinary array. This is a form array. Form array cannot use splice. It can use push, shift, all are same, but it uses an option that is remove at. Remove at which index number? Index number is index, whatever index you collected. It is not ordinary string array. It is a form array. String array we can use pop. You can use like not only string array, general JavaScript arrays you can use pop, and you can use shift, you can use splice, but it is not a ordinary array. You see, you mentioned it as form array na? Form array is different. Form array have almost all similar type, but remove option is remove at. Remove at, you have to mention index number. Now see here, I am clicking on more, one more added. I click on more, one more added. I click on remove, it will be removed. We can remove all. We are adding the controls and we are removing the controls dynamically. This is not possible in template forms. Template forms you design, it's stable in functionality. Same way it will work. But here we can add multiple. So that means we can add dynamic functionality to this. That's what actually the point about template forms and reactive forms. What we have done in the form, we created a photos. Photos is an array of what type? Control type. And we have to create an accessor for this, which can access that and return as an form array, so that we can do iteration on it and return it. You can design any control. I designed a input type as file. You can use any control. It is a text box, checkbox, radio buttons, depending on your requirement. And why I give form control I? Because every control needs a name. And I is because it is iterating. Every time iterating index will be changing. 0, 1, 2, 3. That is the names. This is basic and very important while working with reactive forms. So same example, few changes we have done. In this example, what we have done, adding and removing controls. How we can add and remove the controls. So reactive form dot component, reactive demo dot component dot ts. In ts we done some changes. Let me copy. And in reactive demo dot component dot html. In HTML we have done some changes. So this is what we have done. This is how we can manage and work with forms. How we can create and work with the forms. So two types of forms are there. So template driven forms, reactive forms. There is nothing like which one is best. That we decide according to our requirement and situation. We have validations in both of them. Template forms validation is there, reactive form. What is specialty about reactive form is everything you have to configure in the controller level. That means in the TS file, only you have to link that to your user interface. And dynamically it allows you to add remove controls. That is important. That is generally how we can work with the forms. Next important, in Angular, we have another Angular pipes, a simple logic you have to understand. Pipe, already I showed you few points. Angular pipe is nothing but pipes are used to transform data. What problem you will face in while working with Angular is you are using Angular, which is front end, and its language is TypeScript. In the back end, you may be using different technologies, different databases. Now, what is the data type for storing some value like this? What is the data type? It is string. Now, in database, it is varchar. Am I right? Not matching. Not matching means our technology cannot cleanly understand this because types are changing. Due to that, what happens is how data is present, we cannot display it the same way. Data is transformed. That means it is not presented exactly how it is in database because database data types are different. Your data types are different. Data will come, but it is unable to present it properly. So many problems will come. That is the reason what we have to do. We have to transform the data in a way that user can easily understand. So data comes from various sources. Angular transforms the data. So it transforms the data and presents in UI Now very important is, so the transformed data is may not be user friendly. It is not user friendly. Then what we have to do is explicitly we can transform and make it user friendly. By using pipes. By using pipes, we can do that. Actually, we have to do this in general JavaScript in a lengthy way. For example, suppose JavaScript have a lot of lengthy functions actually. Suppose in JavaScript also this problem is there. But in JavaScript you will learn that you have to solve it in another way. For example, suppose we have now is equal to new date. And I want to print the date. Document.write now. Now is printing the current date and time. Now you can see it is printing the current date and time. I don't want like this. I want in a simple short way. Day, month, year. That's it. I don't want all this to display. But it is displaying. How to present it properly in general JavaScript. To present this in general JavaScript, I already showed you enum. Remember? Enum. To present it, we have to use date methods like to local date string, get hours, get minutes, get methods. It's a very lengthy process. If you remembered enum, I showed you, we created array of months, we created array of days. We have learned that. But here we don't need to do this. It's very simple. Why we need pipes? I will show you one simple example here. Means what problem you will face in presenting the data. Let's add a component here. ng generate component pipe demo and skip s. Now here we will see a simple pipe demo we will keep in startup. Right. So we will put that pipe demo in the startup. Okay, let's go to the index and change this to pipe demo. Pipe demo. So this is pipe demo. Okay. Now here, so we have to define, and you can see the pipe demo is working fine. Let's put some data here. In pipe demo component, so in that TS file, I am creating some data. You remembered I showed you NASA API. You see, in the NASA API, Mars photos and all, they have a lot of date, Earth date, launch date, all those dates are there. If you try presenting them, you will see the problem actually. Suppose we have product. Product is an any type object. Product has some name. Some name is there for product, and it have manufactured. Manufactured is a date. Into that you have to pass year, month and day. Year, month, day. That is the format in JavaScript we have to pass. And suppose we are having another one is price. And price is suppose 56,040. But you observe carefully when we try to present these details. I am using here, so div class container fluid, and here I will put a heading product details. We are trying to present the data exactly how it is available. That means we have name and data definition. We have that is present in product dot name. Another data term is price, and data definition, it is product dot price. Product dot price. And the data term, this is manufactured. Manufactured, and data definition we have product dot mfd, manufactured. And you can see it is displaying in this way, and see price 40 is missing. So it is present like this. It is present 40, but it is not showing it. Means it's changing. I entered only year, month, day. It is showing so many things. I want in a better way. Then what is advantage here is Angular have ready-made pipes. So it have a pipe called uppercase. It have a pipe called lowercase. It have a pipe called title case. Title case. So we have a pipe called number. We have a pipe called currency. We have a pipe called date. We have a pipe called slice. We have a pipe JSON. These are all the Angular pipes. So what are the advantages? They can simply transform your data present in a better way. For example, I want to print this name in capital letters. Then you can simply apply here pipe. You put a pipe symbol and say uppercase. It will display in uppercase. I want to display in a number style. Number style. Then you can apply here. You can apply here number. Number will, you can see by default it puts 1,000 separator. But fractions are not there. For fractions, what we have to do is colon. You have to tell the fractions here. How many integers and fractions. Suppose how many integers? Suppose 5 integer. How many fractions? 2. That means we are defining fractions. It will do. I want, so remember, transforming data is nothing but it will not change your data. It will format the data. Suppose here integer I given 2. It will not affect. That means it will not change to 2 digits. Understood? That is just only traditionally to mention how many decimals you want. Actually, you can use simply 0.2. That means don't affect any integers. just only decimals. How many fractions you want? Suppose you say fraction 4, then it will get 4 fractions. That's your wish. How much value you want to round, you can define. Now, instead of number, you want to display in a currency style, then you can simply apply here currency. Then it will display in a currency form. Currency have 1000 separated decimal places, everything, but currency symbol is different. You can just put a colon and INR, it will put Indian rupee. If you learnt HTML, in HTML you can put your HTML's characters. In HTML, how to put Indian currency, ampersand #8377, like this. That will put an Indian currency symbol here. So, but very important, this is not showing that currency symbols, because actually you write RS, it shows RS. Ampersand #8377, ampersand #8377 semicolon. We have to use that. It will put an currency symbol like this. So this is actually HTML, but now in Angular they given a simple technique. You can just put USD or you can put INR. Other fractions you can search in their website, all currency symbols, countries they will give. Technically, this is easy for displaying the data. Now, date also simple. For date, what we have to do, apply date. Apply date, you can see date will come. Now in this date, we have ready-made formats like colon, you can say short. That means it will show short format. You can write short date, then it will display short date. You can say long date, you can write long date, it will display long date. You can display long time, then it will display only time. You can write short time, you can display like this. Or you can build your own style. How to build your own style? Month, day, year, month, day, you can write anywhere. Do you know in general JavaScript how to write days, month, years representation? You know how to write representation? Representation is nothing but, so this is for 2 digits number. Short month name. This is long month name. Uppercase only, no lowercase. Right? And D, 2 digits number. Days. D, 1 digit date number. That's it. So you have Y, 2 digits year, Y, 4 digits year. You have to write like this combination. That means, for example, I am writing DD, so here M and Y. And you can see it will display in this way. Suppose I am writing 4 characters, then it is complete. February. If I am writing only 2 characters, it will be number. If you say 3 characters, it is date. You order your wish. Month, day, year, month, day, whatever you write, it will display. But careful. If I write uppercase DD, it will not work. Day must be in lowercase only, month should be in uppercase only, and year must be lowercase only. These are the standard formats actually. This is generally how we can configure the pipes. And slice JSON, no need to explain, already you know. Slice means what? Suppose on this you can apply multiple pipes. Pipe, I will put a slice. Slice starting index is 0, ending index is 4. That means what it has to do, colon, right? So we have to put slice. So colon, you have to define starting and ending index. So starting index is 0 and ending index is 4. Like this you can give, or you can add multiple values here. That is 0 and you can put here 4, 3. That means it will access and display from 0 to 3. This is start index and index. You can extract only those. You can configure like this. Generally in interviews they ask, do you know what is chaining of pipes? Chaining of pipe is nothing but applying multiple pipes. Chaining of pipes is multiple pipes. It is not possible to chain all type of pipes. It depends. Suppose you cannot apply an uppercase pipe on a currency. It will be not valid because currency is a number. Right? That is depending on how you configure that. JSON is same. For example, I am printing product and I will apply JSON. Then what it will do? It will display in JSON format. It is very much required for transporting data to any server-side technology. We need to convert data into JSON. For that, we have to apply this JSON-like filters. What is advantage of these pipes? You can easily transform the data. I will give a complete document upload. I will upload one document with examples and syntaxes will be there. You try them different ways. Already we saw that all of them same. Uppercase, lowercase, how to apply. But unfortunately here also, just like service, we don't have pipe for every requirement. We can create our own pipes. We can create our own pipes. We don't have a pipe for every requirement. We can create our own pipes. For example, you have here uppercase pipe is there. Uppercase pipe is there. It will convert to capital letters. We have lowercase pipe. Lowercase pipe. So lowercase pipe, it will convert all into small letters. We have a title case pipe. It will convert every word first letter caps. I want a sentence case pipe. Only first letter in sentence should be caps. But you don't have it. There is no sentence case pipe. I want only first letter cap, all small letters. Then you have to build your pipes. You have to build your pipes. For that you need to be very strong in your JavaScript. Why? Because if I ask you a question in a JavaScript, I will give you a string. You have to convert the first character to capitals and all others to lowercase. How? In JavaScript, read a string, convert the first character to uppercase and convert all others to lowercase. You need to know a lot of string methods and functions in JavaScript to do that. Actually, what you can do, you can create your own pipe. How to create our own pipe? We say custom pipes. How to create? Simple. ng generate pipe and pipe name. I will give sentence as pipe name. You see now, I will open here ng. Where to create separate folder we will take. So let's put separate folder for pipes. In app, we will put a folder called pipes. In this folder, I will open this in a terminal and generate a pipe. ng generate pipe, pipe name. Pipe name is sentence. So skip test, okay. And the pipe is generated for you. Actually, you have to go here and see the pipe is ready and see it is using a marker called pipe. What is the pipe name? Sentence. It's very simple. Actually, every pipe will have a transform method. Transform method. What this transform method will do is, this transform method will take your string. Understood? It will take your value. Value can be any type. It will take your value. This value must be converted into sentence case and it should be returned. How? We will use our JavaScript techniques. First here, we have to read the first character. How to read first character from value? Value dot char at 0. You know this, na? It returns the first character. After that, rest characters. Rest of the characters we have to read. Value dot, we can use substring, string functions. Substring, from which index? 1. From 1 to end, it will read all others. It will read all others. After that, we have to create a sentence. What is that sentence? What is that sentence? Sentence contains first character converted to uppercase. To uppercase. This is string method plus rest characters. Rest characters to lowercase. This is how we write. And it should return this sentence. Understood? That is how we create our own pipes. Your pipe is ready now. You have to just write a transform method. You have to collect the value and define. And what is the pipe name? Sentence. You see now in the design, we will create here var public, that is title. Title is equal to, I am writing some title. So here WELCOME, welcome to Angular, some toggled, right? Like this, lot of toggle is there. I will print that in HTML page. Here I will put a heading and I will print the title. And you see title is printed like this. I want to apply my filter on this now. And you created a filter. What is it? Sentence. That's ready. When I apply this, it will take this title, convert it into sentence case and show. That means we created our own pipe. These are called custom pipes. So for that, you need to be very, very strong in your all JavaScript string handling functions. You cannot create simply pipes without knowledge of date, string, array methods and all. Right? Because this is not Angular. Angular is telling you what is a pipe. The logic for pipe is JavaScript functions. That means you need to use all your JavaScript techniques for creating such pipes. You need to know string functions, array functions, date functions, math functions for handling this. Right? So this is custom pipe. So can we create our own pipes? Yes. That is the process how we can create our own pipes, right? So in the custom pipes, this is the technique. Generate pipe and you write a logic for this. What is it? Sentence.pipe.ts. And this is the sentence pipe. And you can apply this on your heading, right? Suppose you have some title and on that title, so you can apply the pipe called sentence. Like this you can define. This is custom pipe. That is the reason in several companies you will see so many new names and you will get confused. You will come and ask, sir, in my company, in my project, they are using some pipe and you haven't told us that pipe. And I googled, nowhere help is coming about this pipe. That is their own created pipe. How Google get help for that? Right? That is their own created pipes. So nobody knows about them other than those people only. Right? Nobody can help you in this because their own pipes, they created according to their requirements. They can have different names. So you cannot say that I don't know that pipe. That is their custom pipe. How do you will know? You can know the pipes provided by Angular. Their own pipes you don't know. You cannot even get help for them from anywhere else. That is the reason you should know how to define the pipes and work with them. So these are services, forms and pipes. Now one more important in Angular, we have to know about the concept routing. This is where we are going to build SPA. SPA means single page application. We will learn how to build a single page application using a technique called routing. That means entire website like navigation we will design. User will stay on one page, everything comes onto that page. That is the final single page application. How to design such single page application. That we'll see tomorrow. Right? In tomorrow's session, we will discuss about the concept called routing. How to design a single page application. Okay? Tomorrow we'll see.